everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the Effort After Matrimony #team. And we just like to welcome you all back.
Yes, today we are talking about the road to entrepreneurship. And who better to help us discuss this topic than our very own entrepreneur herself. This is Ebony. Y'all seen her in a video before, and we are bringing her back for her expertise and her experience and her knowledge and all that good stuff. And we're going to jump right into it. So today, we're going to jump right into it. Should we do an introduction for you? Yes.
No.
Okay.
I feel like you said.
Okay. Okay. And ready, go. So talking about the road to entrepreneurship, Sean and I want to become entrepreneurs and will become entrepreneurs. And we really want to journey this, definitely. We really want to video journal this road to entrepreneurship. And so we'll be coming back with more in the series. But we're going to just jump right into it and really have some dialogue on what the road to entrepreneurship is like. Because we know there are a lot of young adults out there and young people, who don't want to just fall right into corporate America. They want to launch and do their own thing. And so we really want to take the space and the time that we have to really talk about what it takes to be an entrepreneur, the pros and cons. And so let's jump right into it. First question. And we're going to go ahead and ask Ebony these questions so she can provide some insight for you guys. And then we'll have some dialogue amongst those questions. So we're just going to jump right into it with the first question. And for Ebony, and then Sean asked you this because you're very big. You guys, my husband is very big on wanting his own, doing his own thing. He talks about it literally every day, every chance he gets. So I really want him to answer these questions too, just really as, a tool and an activity so he can really share and shed some light on what he wants to do as well. But first, Ebony, how did you know you want to be an entrepreneur? Walk us through that whole thought process.
Well, the first thing is I don't really like being told what to do. That's honest. And not saying it like that. Like, I just, sometimes these jobs, they don't respect you as a person. They don't respect what you bring to the company. They don't respect a lot of things about you. And ultimately, the person that you work for is an entrepreneur. Somebody out on a yacht while you over here putting in these hard 8 hours, and somebody's living their life off of your 8 hours. Mm-hmm. And then the second thing is, I don't like waking up in the morning. That's it. I'm not a morning person.
Yeah. What about for you? How do you know you want to be an entrepreneur, or what is it like? Go ahead and explain that.
I knew when I first started working, it was just like life wasn't supposed to be like a job telling you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Like, yeah, you paying me this money, but dang, it's a way you go about things and talk to people. Like she said, it's somebody out there getting 80% of your pay and they paying you that 20% as a worker. Mm-hmm. And 6%. 6%. Yeah, shoot. So I knew that from the day one. It's just hard, like working for 8 hours and you getting crumbs, and it's like you're barely making it. That's a hassle on you, and it burns your body out.
Yeah, you guys really touched on some good key points. These are a lot of reasons why entrepreneurs really venture out. Those kind of do sound a little sad. Like, what's one positive thing that you can, that's really encouraging you and motivating you to become an entrepreneur? Not just the downside of working for someone else, but what's one positive thing that's like I know this is what I want to do for a fact because of this, the plus. What's the plus?
One plus for me is being able to pass my company and stuff down, like to make generational wealth. Mm-hmm. Because if I die at, a job that I'm at, like I can't give that job to somebody else in my family or my kids. I can pass that down, and of course, and I have creative control of everything, and that's a good thing.
That's good, yeah. What about for you? What's one plus of being an entrepreneur?
Like she said, like you want to be able to pass it down to your children, their children, and their children after that. It's something that you want to have a legacy of. Like, I had this, I started this, and now it's something my kids can just grow with. My whole family could just grow with it. Mm-hmm.
So really basically just the ownership of it all.
Mhm.
Having something that you own and you create and that you can give. It's when we pass on, we always want to be able to give something tangible. And other people are big on life insurance. Our wealth that we build and the organization and company that we build, that's something that we can pass on, right? Cool. Let's jump into our second question. So I know you guys talked about, working for the man, quote unquote, and just, putting in those 8 to 9 hours. How has your past work experience prepared you for entrepreneurship?
I feel like the structure behind work is good. Like as far as how the day is ran, knowing what you need to do, like having the structure, the breaks, the lunches and stuff like that. I feel like that is a good way of how to run your business. And also learning how to deal with different personalities, because I've had to learn dealing with different people and different learning styles. Because I worked at a job where I had a trainer, and I had so many issues with her because she wasn't trying to figure out my learning style or how to talk to me, and that was an issue. But when as an entrepreneur, I can set the tone for how I want to deal with people and how I want to talk to them.
Oh, okay, cool. Depending on how they're able to learn and receive and understand.
Yeah,
that's good. That's great. What about for you? How has your previous or current work experience kind of helps and shapes and molds you and prepare you for entrepreneurship?
It just showed me how I wouldn't want to treat my employees, or it just shows you if I run a job this way, I can see how a company can fold. The way you treat your employees, the way you treat your customers, it goes a long way. So it shows me how to really look back and observe things and bring it to what I want to do. I would not bring I wouldn't want to bring how I was treated at a certain place to my company by being an entrepreneur. I wouldn't want to do that. So I look at that experience and be like, okay, I got to change this up by doing different things.
Yeah. So just really taking the good, understanding that, and kind of curtailing it and molding it into what fits your organization or your business. And then really examining the bad and really, building from there. So yeah, cool.
You treat your employees right, you get good work.
Good results. Great. What inspires you guys? I'm gonna start with Sean. What inspires you to become an entrepreneur? Besides all the answers that you've given me thus far, who inspires you? Let's put it that way.
Who inspires me? Shoot. My family inspires me. It's just when I look back, it's I got a family of go-getters, but it's we don't have the strong go-getters that really is going to get the $1 million. You see a lot of people out there that are making millions of dollars just by doing something simple. It's just that mindset of my family go-getter. I like to bring that to me, let's go get it, and let's really go get this money. Let's go get this money and go help people.
So, but is there anyone, that you kind of look up to? You look up to their model of entrepreneurship. Is there anyone out there that you really admire and, you're learning from right now?
It's a lot of people I'm learning from. It's just no particular person in general. It's a lot that I'm learning from, because you learn from people. You grab some stuff to work with, then you look at some stuff, be like, okay, I can't do that. You grab what you want, you look at the other things that you don't see as cool, and you learn from that.
Okay, cool. What about for you? Who inspires you to do what you do?
I watch a lot of different people on YouTube. I've been looking at a lot of B. Simone stuff. I like her journey and what she's going through. Even looking at, honestly, Nipsey Hussle stuff, even though it took a lot of people a long time to realize that. But he's done a lot in his community. Regardless of anything else, no one can take that away from him. And that's something that I would want to do, to help to buy back the block and do what we're supposed to do, for our people.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. For you, Ebony, again, when did you finally decide to launch? I know that, you've been planning and, you've been wanting to do this for a very long time, but you didn't just go and start. But what was your thought process right before you launched, and when did you decide to just go full force?
Well, I had decided to do some other avenues at first. Because hair and stuff like that, I used to do that all the time. And then I got drifted away from it because I was burnt out on it. And then I was just looking up different ways of like something that I can do that I'm comfortable with, and like something that, I don't know, something I'm comfortable with, and something that I know that it's not going to feel like work to me.
Okay.
But as far as like, I don't know exactly what made me like launch. I just know I just was like, I need to get out of my shell. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, but if y'all look at before my pictures before October, because October is the ending of October is like my anniversary of what's going to be my anniversary for my company. Before that, I didn't post like that. I don't know. I was on social media, but I wasn't there. And like, that was like sort of like the push for me to like really be on it.
Yeah.
Be more involved.
So what was your thought process? Like the day, did you just wake up one day and just like, I'm just going to launch my business?
Oh, no.
Like, what was that? Walk us through that.
So, okay, I'm just being crazy. Y'all probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm just tell y'all. So originally, marijuana had became legal. I was like, I'm about to grow some plants and start my own company. But then I started reading like the laws and stuff, and it's like gray. There's no black and white, and I'm like, I can't be sitting in nobody's prison. So I was like, I gotta figure out something else, something that I know. And then that brought me back to hair, and then I just was preparing myself, watching videos, watching different people, how they did it, and how they, a lot has changed since I first launched. But that's what sort of got me on the road to getting to where, like, as far as finding this area, the beauty, to decide to go with that. That's what sort of helped me get there. And then, just testing out different hair and testing out different things and making sure everything that I had is good, because all my stuff is good, okay?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We already know. There's no doubt about the quality of your products. But yeah, I just want to really kind of pull that out, because I know there's people who are watching who, they desire to become an entrepreneur, but it's like, it's this big risk that you're going to take. And, how did that, when did you just finally say, I'm just going to buy all this hair, I'm going to buy all this product, and I'm just going to go full force? That's what I'm trying to
Honestly, I don't once I decided, because one thing about me, once I find something that I like, I become obsessed with it. Okay. So what I did was I fell into the beauty business, or fell back into the beauty business, and was researching. And once I found a good vendor, that's when I went all in for it. That's what helped me. And what I will say is that mindset, entrepreneurship, is not for everybody. Everybody, of course, we all want freedom, and I'm not trying to discourage anybody or anything like that, but it's a certain type of mindset that you have to have, because there's times you'll have a good month, a good week, a good day, and it's bomb, and then you'll have a day, it's crickets. And you have to be able to have a positive mindset through all of that. If you can't figure it out that way, it's going to be really hard. If you're somebody that's easy to give up, because if it's really easy for you to give up, then stick with a 9 to 5. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just keeping it real. It's hard.
Yes, but we need that though, because you've launched and you've done it and you've been through that. We need that. And so you're not being harsh. It's good. Being honest and transparent is really good, because people will know where they stand before they jump into it. Because we don't want anyone to be discouraged or misled and not really know the entire truth. So thank you. For you, I know you haven't launched yet, but you're thinking of these different avenues. When do you think will be a good time for you to launch your own?
To me, I feel like right now is a good time to just launch and just get out and start doing it, because with a lot of stuff you just been experiencing, and you ask for these signs and you get signs. You ask God for these signs and you get signs, and you're not sure. You're like, God, is these the signs? But he's constantly showing you, boom, punch you in the face, do something. And when you get overwhelmed and fed up, you finally realize this, right now is the time for me.
Okay, no, definitely. I definitely agree. I hear it all, y'all. I hear the stories, and it's a good time when God sets you up And listen, she just said entrepreneurship is not for everybody. But when God really calls you to do something different in your community, do something different, set a different tone in the industry, he calls you. And no matter how much you try to run from it, no matter how much you try to, push those thoughts away, they always come back. They always slap you back in the face. So if you're called to do something, there's nothing better to do than just accept it, run with it. Because if God is calling you to do something different in an industry where people have been doing it the same way for thousands of years, he's calling you to be that light. He's calling you to do it differently. And so you just got to go full force. And I totally agree with you. So for you, like, why did you choose the industry that you did, the beauty industry? I know you kind of touched on that a little bit, but can you give us any more details on like why the hair beauty industry?
Mainly, like I said before, it's like I'm already comfortable in that industry, and also I didn't want to feel like I'm doing work. Like beauty can be fun. You can make it fun. Like fun makeup tutorials, doing little stupid. I don't know if y'all seen them little TikToks, the bald head hope.
Bald headed. Hey, get it? Hey.
Like,
can't say them.
Like there's like little stuff that you can do to make it fun, and all that type of stuff is pretty like cool to be into. I mean, and I'm not saying it just because it's cool, that's why I did it, but it's just something I'm already familiar with. So it made it a good decision to do that. What was the question again? I got sidetracked.
Oh no, that's all good. What made you decide to choose the industry that you did?
Yeah, and that actually I think that was it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm comfortable with that already.
So it just kind of made it easier because the beauty. You are beautiful and you are versed. Y'all, she said thank you under her breath. I don't know why she said thank you like she's surprised. Beautiful, right? Okay. But yeah, you're comfortable with it, and it's fun, like you said. So guys, if you want to launch, make sure you love doing what you do.
See, that part right there, it's this saying that I got from T.I. and Tyler Perry, and it's just been sticking with me. When you find something you love, you will never have to work a day in your life. Meaning, when you love it, it's not considered work.
Yes, you already love to do it. So it brings you pleasure, brings you joy to do, whatever it is that you're doing. So yeah, just to really reiterate that, love what you're doing. Don't let it become work it is going to be work. It's going to take effort. Hot plug the effort after matrimony. It's going to take effort. It's going to take work. But you don't want it to be something that you hate doing, because when you hate doing something, it's like you're almost being forced to do it. You want to do it, and it's your passion, it's your joy. It brings you pleasure. And so yeah, what industry do you want to go into that, or you kind of want to wait until you launch?
But it's simple. It's something similar to what we're doing right now. Actually, it's what we're doing right now, and it's we love to help people. So
yeah, definitely in that advisor counseling realm is what we really want to do. More details will come, so y'all better stay tuned. I do have one last question before we jump into the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur. If you guys have any more pros and cons that we will not cover, please go ahead and drop those in the comments so we can really highlight those. I really want to derive a list just so people who are thinking about it, they're aware of all these pros and cons.
Especially in these time of days where we're experiencing COVID-19 and people are jobless and they're trying to figure out what they want to do, something that you love.
Yeah. So one last question. And this kind of leads us right into the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur. When in 2020, like it's almost impossible to start a business and not have social media, right? Would you agree? Do you think you can have a legit business and not be on this platform?
No, I feel like, unless you're somebody that's like, like you like really in the streets, like, but that
Selling
even
drugs
Even
in the
then, you
streets.
still
But
gotta
even
have social
then,
media because
yeah.
somebody's gonna post something about you on social media.
Yeah.
That wasn't my question, though, guys.
We like,
That wasn't my question. The question is, what does support look like to you as an entrepreneur?
Support to me is, you know, referring a friend, sharing my posts.
Wait, is it just sharing a post that you just posted? Does that look like support? Because I want to address that, because people feel like, oh, I shared her post, or, you know, their family like, oh, I reshared her post. Like,
no, you can make a status about it. You can
buy.
You know what I'm saying? You can buy something. You know.
Yeah.
And like, and this is another thing. I do want to say this, like, as far as like when it comes to support. Everybody, sometimes you can't support everybody in every way because maybe like your finances or whatever, but you don't, like, it's not like family and friends is kind of like a weird dynamic, because me saying like, I expect you to buy something from me is just as bad as you expecting a discount, you know?
Oh,
so you kind of
okay.
have to have that mindset to say, if your family, like, you shouldn't have no expectancy. But it's in a thing about, but why wouldn't you want to, though? Why wouldn't you want to support your family? Why wouldn't you want to, you know, like, it's just, why wouldn't you want to do those things? But I mean, it is what it is. But as far as like living in expectancy, like, I like my business, since I've started my business, things has been shaky. I've lost people. Y'all know who y'all is, and I'm not worried. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Don't listen to me. Back
to the question.
What
does support look like?
No beef, but I'm just kidding. But as far as like with support and stuff like that, just being there for somebody, even giving advice is good. Having pointers, like just stuff like that, to me is a support in itself. Because like I said, I know everybody financially can't do everything, like, you know, and stuff like that. So you don't have to buy, but there's other ways that you can support. Just, I don't know. It's
like what? Like, go ahead and like let us know. Like you said, to refer a friend, you know, sharing the post. What are maybe like one or two other ways
she just said
you deem as support?
And
like yeah, giving advice, or even for instance, say like you got your own business, collabs of support. Like for instance, say like, you know, I got my hair, so like you got a flat iron you're trying to sell. We could do collabs together. You know, do little stuff like there's you know, there's so many different ways to support. I can't really think of that right off the top of my head. Besides buying, I'm just kidding.
That's a plug. Check out the essenceofebony.com.
I'm just kidding, but seriously, like those are some ways that you can support, and just stop expecting discounts. We could touch that, but
we gonna launch right into that. The pros and cons of being an entrepreneur, guys. There's so many good, and I won't even say bad. The cons, I don't want to say bad. They're just the things that just get on the nerves, you know? Okay, there goes the eye roll. We're gonna jump right into it. So some pros, off the top of your head, what are some pros of being an entrepreneur?
Some pros of being an entrepreneur is creative control. We talked about that earlier, but you can design your company. You can make that that company represent you and bring out other personalities you play. Because honestly, when I first started my business, I'm thinking, okay, I'm just about to sell hair. I didn't know that this business was going to affect me to make me feel like, okay, Ebony, you have to put yourself out there, because people are not, they're buying hair, but they're buying you, you know, like they want to get to see your personality and stuff like that. And it forced me to put myself out there, you know? So that's the thing. You get to show yourself, be creative and stuff like that.
That's good. What about for you? What's one pro of being an entrepreneur for you? Like just one.
Creating your own schedule. Yeah. Just like you wake up, you can wake up whenever you set your own goals and how you want your business to be run, and you can make money while you're sleeping.
Yeah, that's good. Those are actually, you guys hit on both the ones I had down here. Creative control, like you said, and you know, you said you're your own rep. You're your own representative. You represent your company, and just really the freedom to do as you please, the freedom to operate. Just to really coin it really simply, the freedom to run your business as you want, You know, everything is, you know, how you want it, how you design it, how you envision it to be. If you work a 9 to 5, you're so limited as to what you can do, whether you're just a regular employee or a manager or area manager or district manager or whatever. You're very limited in the ways that you can, you know, bring about the culture of the organization or bring about change, or even the people that you hire in. It's very structured as compared to if you were an entrepreneur. You know what model, how you design your company, what model you want to use, the kind of people you want to hire. So there's that freedom to do as you want. There's still structure, don't get me wrong. Entrepreneurship, you still have to have structure. As an entrepreneur, you have to be very structural to be successful. You have to have different strategies in place. But you have the freedom and the liberty to make those decisions. They're not really made for you or handed over to you. So those are really good pros. Can you guys think of any more off the top of your head? Just a pro. I know I can think of one.
Wow.
Vacations.
Oh yeah.
You vacate whenever you want to.
Listen, I don't have to put in no notice. I mean, even if I do have my own business, I want to set myself up for success, you know. And that's me. I want to have a business where I can work 3 hours a week. Come on now. And put all the rest of that time into something else. To where even if I do go on vacation or I am traveling, you know, I'm still working, still constantly making money. But, you know, just the freedom to live life and not really living life to please a job, you know, not really living life. My biggest thing is working for someone else. Like, I spend 45 hours away from my kids a week. I'm baffled. I don't even know how we got here to begin with. Like, I sit back and I think about it. I'm like, who decided 40 hours a week
was a complete
It's complete. Like, I could give y'all 20 and let me go home and be with my kids. Like, so that's really like one of the positives for me. One of the pros of being an entrepreneur is you have a lot more time on your hands. Granted, you're working a lot more harder. So if I'm an entrepreneur and I have a business and I know this amount of work that needs to get knocked out, I'm gonna be if I'm gonna spend 4 hours working, all 4 of those hours, I'm constantly working. So the rest of the time in the day, it's being used to spend quality time with my family or researching or just doing other things besides, which is all work in itself, but it's not, I'm not just timed in an 8-hour day where I have to produce this amount of work. You know, so I think that's one of my pros personally. Do you guys have any more pros to share before we jump into the cons?
You tapped right on the head. More family time.
More time to do what you want in life besides the business aspect. Yeah,
and also if you want to do something else, like another business, you can do that if you wanted to. You can start having more time to work out because, you know, we all got excuses because we tired.
Listen, or like I gotta go to work. I'm tired after work. I'm tired before work. I can't work out. Yeah, it's the liberty to do life besides punching 8 hours in a day.
You get to volunteer for a lot of things once you're doing your own thing.
Spend more time in the community. It's so many positives, you know, doing things on your own. You know, and it takes a lot of work to get there, but it's so much more rewarding. And granted, no shame to anybody who works a 9 to 5. Listen, side note, B. Simone got dragged on the internet because, I'm sorry, I had to go there. Dragged on the internet because she said, she wouldn't date somebody with a 9 to 5. Preference, y'all. Preference. There's no.
I agree with her though.
Yeah, like it's no shade. It's really no shade because there's so many successful people in different organizations and corporations doing, you know, different things. There's so much success. There's no shade to it. Everyone has their path in life, and it's not the same for everyone. Nor should we expect, you know, any more or less from the next person who chooses, you know, to live their life differently. But yeah, did you want to share anything? on that?
Well, yeah, just a little bit. Just because the reason why I get what she's saying, and not like what she was saying is basically like she said. I watched her say that too. Is the mindset, because like I said, the mindset entrepreneurship isn't for everybody. Like, for instance, people think like you ain't really doing that. You ain't doing them but posting pictures and doing little stuff like that, blah blah blah. But then pictures will get you some money. Then videos will get you some money.
Yeah.
So it's different, you know. And then like a lot of people, because I've had conversations with like friends and friends and certain family members, and they can't grasp the concept of certain stuff that I'll be talking about and like business things, and they don't get it. And it's not a problem. I mean, and not to shade anybody for 9 to 5, because I still do the 9 to 5 thing right now too. Listen, I'm partial.
Yeah.
So it's like I like people, it's a mindset that you have to have, and that's what it is. Like if you don't have the mindset, then you're not gonna understand it.
Right, definitely. Let's jump into the cons before we end this segment. The cons of being an entrepreneur. Who would like to start first?
The cons. There's a lot of cons because, like she said, sometimes it might be a gray area for you. Like things might be booming one week, then the next week you might have a ghost town. But at the same time, it's a con, but at the same time, you got to keep grinding. You never know where that might lead you. That's one con.
One con. What about you?
People don't read.
Wait, what? Say that again.
People don't read. Don't read. Like, you can make a post, right? You can say, I'm selling this right here for $5. If you purchase by 6 o'clock. Somebody will write you how much and what time do I gotta get it. You be like, what? What did you like? You didn't read what that thing said? Like, literally, like they want it. Like, people sometimes do not read. Or I could say my processing days are from 3 to 5 business days. Business, okay? 3 to 5 business days. Somebody order on Monday and Wednesday, like, where's my package? What are you talking about? 3 to 5 business days. Like, sometimes that I could just be like, I'm gonna rip my hair out.
Yeah. So really, just to sum it up, you're taken advantage of in a sense.
And then just imagine that being more like multiple people doing that. Like, it's not just one person; it's multiple people doing this little stuff like that, just refusing to read.
So I kind of took down some notes of some cons. I kind of put in no respect. If you say, let me be careful, because I know folks like to drag folks on the internet, which I really don't care. Y'all can try all y'all want to. There's no respect for Black-owned business, right? When you say, I'm a Black-owned business, people automatically think, discount because you Black, or because we family, or because I know you, I grew up with you. I could get half off, or I could get it for free. They don't respect the fact that you're a business and that you eat because of your business, right? I mean, people will go to Target and Walmart all day. Forget Target and Walmart. Go to Gucci and Louis and Fendi and pay all this money. But then if it's a Black-owned designer, y'all ain't got no sales. And I'm guilty. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I am guilty. I want a discount everywhere I go. But I really have to remember that entrepreneurs, like, they make their
how they live.
Yeah, they're living. They make their way of living. They eat because, they're out there doing this. So, I mean, we can't really expect a discount every time. Sometimes they'll have sales, Black owners will have sales and things like that. That's a great opportunity, if you're struggling financially to get in, on the good stuff. But that's one thing. There's just no respect for Black-owned business. They feel like, because you're Black-owned or because you don't have a physical building that you're not supposed to be respectable, or, the simple fact that you don't read. Like, I post a posting. I mean, people read through things and see what they want to see when they read anyhow. But it's like, you're not going to go email somebody on the Amazon Marketplace, but like, how much your price? Like, you do your research before you even put it in the cart to buy. Like, when you're shopping on Amazon. If a person has an online boutique or an online, hair business, hair store, you're going to do your research. If you have a question, email, but it's like, don't ask me how much $5 is, or it's just like in the wood when dude was asking Miss Hughes what page 15 on, like, she just said turn to page 15, like you really didn't read or listen or hear, or if it's a video or whatever, like, there's just no respect for the Black owners. And that's really one con to being an entrepreneur, not just an entrepreneur, but a Black entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Any more cons?
I want to touch on the discount thing. What the thing is, in your first year of business, I'm just going to say this, in the first year of business, when you get ready to start your business, everything, you want to get ready to launch and everything, your first year of business, you're not going to make a profit like that. Because right now in the beginning, you still have to re-up on everything. Because, unlike, celebrities or people who, unlike celebrities or people who already got money and stuff like that, they have money to buy bulk of everything and do all this extra stuff to do what they're doing. Mm-hmm. But when you're first starting out, because chances are you're in the same bracket as everybody else, income bracket, so you're trying to get yourself up to the next level. But if you're discounting everybody that and giving all these deals and stuff like that, you're never going to break even. Mm-hmm. In the beginning, in your first year of business, you're still rebuying product. It takes a while to get stuff. Like, for instance, you may see somebody that that has a business making a heck of different sales, but they still have to buy that product. They still have to buy all that stuff, and sometimes they have to ship it. Like, for instance, if I have her notebook, I bought it for $5, and I sold it for, I'm gonna say like $8 to $10. I didn't make $8 to $10 profit. I only made $3 to $5.
Yeah,
and people don't be getting that. Like, for instance, you take the discount off, that's cutting into your profit. Mm-hmm. So, you don't actually see that money personally. It just goes back into the business. It takes a while for it to build up to where you are, to a point where you are getting, because you still have to get exposure. Like, when I first started out, I'm like, okay, I'm about to sell all this hair, because this is what people think, because that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. I bought a big bulk of hair, and I got that hair, and I'm like posting stuff like that. I sat on that hair for like a cool month or so. Because people don't know who you are. They're trying to get to know you. Are you legit? Are you selling quality products? Mm-hmm. So it's not as easy as you think. Like, people think, you're making sales and stuff like that. It's not easy. It's really hard. And so when someone hits you for a discount and then gets mad about it, it's kind of like you don't understand the struggle behind the scene. Because it's not like, that's what people think. Black owners, we're not the plug. We're not, and that's where people get misconstrued a lot.
Yeah, you're still like competing.
With
other established businesses.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a new entrepreneur. You guys have to understand, new entrepreneurs have to compete and fight and make their way into that arena. Mm-hmm. So they can, compete effectively, because, you're a Black owned, hair supplier, but you have the Asians who are selling lower quality, but people aren't going to them for discounts. I mean, you're selling real high, the highest of quality in the class of hair that you sell, and they want to pay $100 a bundle, when they're going to get that cheap stuff that you're gonna need to rebuy again in a month. And they're paying, they want to pay that
$100 for 3 bundles.
Yeah, they're trying to get that same price, and they don't really understand the difference between the quality. And so, Black entrepreneurs, when we do come out, like, we have to fight, and people have to understand that we didn't get it for free and trying to sell it to you. Like, we had to pay for it and then try to make a profit off of it. And so, yeah, I didn't mean to cut you through, I just had to reiterate that whole point. Like, you have to fight to get in there.
Yeah,
and so,
because like, there's people there's so many other like making a name for yourself is like hard, because for one, all it takes is I don't know what it is about us sometimes, not all the time, because there I have seen, like, for instance, everybody will like B. Simone just had one of the best moments of her life, making $1 million, which, like, congratulations to her. And then she says one thing that you don't like. It's so easy for people to just write you off, write you off. And so, like, you have like a bad deal with anybody, people be so quick to try to write you off and tarnish your name. And that's another thing that people have to deal with, trying to start up, because I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like, it's always something. And that's another thing, like, rather than, like, I don't know, just speak positivity to people. Pray for people. If somebody's not doing something right, let them know.
No, straight up.
Yeah, like,
you don't gotta publicly blast them.
Yeah, like, I don't get the point of trying to do, unless they do some foul stuff to you. Like, certain stuff is like, like, okay, this person sold me, like, for instance, I say I advertise raw hair and you get it and you got some beauty supply hair. Like, that's a problem, okay? But, like, certain stuff is kind of like, you just kind of like, what was that for? Like, and that's the thing that's sort of scary. You kind of have to walk on eggshells and stuff, because people be so quick to just try to write you off. And
this is what it is, guys. Word of mouth can be a pro and a con, because as an entrepreneurs really rely on, all business owners are entrepreneurs. They rely on word of mouth. Think about it. McDonald's wouldn't be McDonald's today if it wasn't for word of mouth. Like, every company, Target, Walmart, like, they wouldn't be who they are if it wasn't for word of mouth. When, like, we see these funny TikToks, like, oh, I'm going to Walmart. The girls are looking busted as all get out, and then they come home but like, oh honey, I have to go to Target. They do this whole, putting on this whole new outfit, looking brand new. It's word of mouth. It's the service that you get from these different industries. And so, word of mouth can be a pro. It can really, you can make so much money just by referring someone, and you can lose so much on the other end of that spectrum just by word of mouth. And, unfortunately, you're an honest business person, and then someone is just really mad at you, or they just don't like you today or whatever, and they spread these negative rumors, and it really tarnishes. It doesn't really kill your business, but it kind of taints it a little bit. And if, if you have really good PR, then you come out with a public apology or whatever the case may be, however, whatever extent it is, you can really thrive after. But really understand, word of mouth is super huge when it comes to entrepreneurs. That is how they continue to stay and get in those arenas. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add? In regards to the road to entrepreneurship?
I would say, if you experience anything and we didn't touch on it, drop it down in the comment section. Hit us up. Let us know how you feel about being an entrepreneur, Black entrepreneur, or whatever.
Yeah, and I really want to take this time to really congratulate you. You're more you're more than 6 months into the game, and you're staying strong. I talk to you every now and then, and you share a little bit, but I really want to congratulate you and celebrate you that you're still pushing, you're still finding new ways to stay alive and to stay afloat. And so that is commendable, and we are really proud of you. Yeah. You're really out here doing it,
and being open to suggestions.
Yeah, and really being open and taking that constructive criticism, because when you're an entrepreneur, you're always finding ways to be better and to do better. And I really commend you for just being open and honest to where you are, and really striving to be better. You're not, guys, you hear people who are out there just wanting the money. They're just doing it. She's not like just here for the money. She really is an honest person, really doing things by the book. And really trying to help people, and, not just better herself, but better everyone else. And so I really commend you for the work you're doing in your community, girl. So, it's honorable. It's honorable. And we desire to be like you someday. We're not envious. We are proud of you. We celebrate you. We honor you. And we know you're really a light to us, because to see that you do it, you can do it, you're still doing it, we know we can too. So we are really proud. And yeah, we just celebrate you.
Thank you.
Yes. And so with that said, guys, we are out of time. We thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned because we still want to have dialogue about the road to entrepreneurship. Let us know how you guys like this. Give us some feedback so we know what's up, what y'all like, what y'all didn't like, so we can stay engaged and we can stay consistent in responding to you guys and just bringing to you guys what you want to see. All right?
Again, thank you for watching The Effort After Matrimony. #team.
See
y'all later.
All right. Bye.